Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Welcome to yet another double unboxing, but I've only been 50% naughty this time. I bought one of these watches, one is on loan from a subscriber. Can you guess which is which? You probably can, to be honest. The original Chinese special, the Seagull 1963. Bit of a rebuy for me. I bought one of these in 2017 I think and sold it in 2018. The 38mm acrylic dome version. It was perhaps just a little bit too delicate with that acrylic crystal for my rough and tumble attitude to my timepieces. But AliExpress had the sapphire sandwich one on at an irresistible price recently, so I picked another one up last month. And the Tisell Explorer. Big shout out and a big thank you to a subscriber called Clyve. I am always amazed when people send me emails out of the blue and say, hey, I'm just about to buy a Tisell Explorer direct from Tisell in Korea. Would you like me to send it to you so you can peel off the stickers? I said, Clyve, thank you very much, I would love to. I've been in touch with Tisell over the years, but they were very polite, being Korean, but they said, we don't do advertising or marketing. Thank you for your inquiry. So I'm delighted to be able to get the chance, courtesy of Clyve, to peel the stickers off one of these Explorers. But I suspect some of you aren't here today for the Seagull or the Tisell. You're here to find out whether you're the lucky winner of the NTH Nazario. You may remember I ran a competition a couple of weeks ago in conjunction with Watchgauge and NTH, where one of you was going to win a $675 Nazario. What I'll do now is I'll pass you over to John from Watchgauge, who will announce the lucky winner. Over to you, John.
Hello, Just One More Watch fam. My name is John Keel. I am the founder and owner of Watchgauge.com. How this is going to work is that I have downloaded into a spreadsheet every one of you that have entered, the 8,207 entrants. I took that spreadsheet and I put it into a wheel randomizer that is going to randomly pick the winner from the list. This is 8,207 of you guys that have entered. So I'm about to click spin and we are going to find out who is the winner of the NTH Nazario, sponsored by Watchgauge and Just One More Watch. So spin away, drum roll. The winner is Jonas Montemarcelino. Congratulations, you won an NTH Nazario, again sponsored by Watchgauge and Just One More Watch. Thank you so much, Jody, for the opportunity and for the review. And to the Just One More Watch fan, it was great for me to finally get in front of you, introduce myself, and congratulations to the winner. And I think that Jody and I are going to do a couple more of these in the future, so stay tuned to Just One More Watch. Thanks again, guys. Take care.
Is that you? It is! Congratulations! I'm sure that John from Watchgauge will be in touch with you shortly and I'll send you the NTH direct from me to you in Sydney. Well done again. If you weren't fortunate enough to win this time, don't worry, I've got plenty more giveaways planned over the course of 2020. Alright, let's flip the camera and peel off some stickers. One big one small one from Korea, one from China. I'm going to start with the Seagull and I'm going to leave Clyve's Tisell for a little later on. So not my first Seagull 1963 as I mentioned in the intro. I got my last one from Watch Unique in Europe. You can get them pretty much anywhere these days. I got this one on AliExpress as I mentioned, 175 US. I paid a little less than that once you add in a couple of vouchers. And that's for the sapphire crystal with display case back and a couple of straps. Now, I read a post on the Scottish Watches Facebook group recently. I highly recommend that if you're not already a member. I'll leave a link to the AliExpress store where I got this from and also the Scottish Watches Facebook group in the description of the video. One guy was claiming that unless you buy this from Seagull directly, you are buying an inverted commas fake 1963. That means the Watch Unique ones, the one that Marks sell at Long Island, everyone else apart from Seagull is selling fakes. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think they're making them under license. I can't tell any difference between this one, the last one I had, or any of the other ones I've seen, apart from the case back. The case back is slightly different. This time though, I'm hoping for a longer relationship with the little Seagull because of that sapphire crystal and the display case back showing the ST1901 column wheel chrono. Alright, let's peel off the dial protector there then. and give this one a bit of a crank. It's a manual wind movement, and see if it springs into life. Small second sub-dial at the 9 o'clock. We've got a 30-minute chrono timer. You can see the sub-dial there counting up to 30 at the 3 o'clock. And this one looks like it is. We'll give it another couple of cranks. There we are. It works. That's a relief. Now, NATO straps are just not my thing, especially when they are as stiff and fairly hideous looking as this one. I do have a distressed leather one from my old 63. I will pop that on it for you in just a second. But let's peel one more sticker and have a look at that movement. Let's turn it the right way around and peel off that sticker. Now, I think that looks pretty fantastic for the price. You're not getting hot horology here, but then again, you're not paying Swiss prices with this one, nor nothing like it. I just love the colours of these little watches. Blued hands, the red chrono hand, the red star there. Underneath the index at 12, those applied gold indices, and that kind of dark champagne coloured dial. If you described it to someone, it wouldn't necessarily sound all that attractive, but I think in person it just works. 38mm diameter, 18mm lug width. I don't own many 18mm straps. 14mm thick though, so it's got a little bit of chunk to it. 53 grams just the head of the watch. So one push of the chrono pusher up there at 12 to start. Now from memory, this one runs at 18,000 and something. So you get about 5 ticks per second of the chrono hand, one push to stop, and it's a snap back if you press the other chrono pusher down there at 4. Let's pop this on my old NATO and get it on wrist. And there we go. Feels nice having one of these back on wrist, albeit in a slightly different form than before. I've got a 7-inch wrist. I got no problem with watches this size or even a little bit smaller, and that distressed leather one-piece NATO. I'm not a big fan of NATOs, as you may well know. I think they're the emperor's new clothes. I just don't really get them. But in this instance, I'm prepared to make an exception for the wee Seagull. So on to box number 2, the big box, the Tisell. Now, Clyve got his directly from the legendary Mr. O, the man who owns and operates Tisell, straight from Korea. That's with the slightly obscure and slightly clandestine shop2.tisellkr.cafe24.com website. There is also a tisellwatch.com, which I believe is European based. Never really understood the point of that one. Their prices seem so much higher than buying direct from Mr. O in Korea. But perhaps if the tax liabilities work in your favour buying it from within Europe, then that's what you should do. I'll leave links to both in the description of the video as well. So let's have a look at this Explorer then. 220 USD Clyve paid for this one, and I've heard nothing but good reports in general about Tisell watches. I mean, 220 USD for a out-and-out facsimile, let's be honest, of the Rolex Explorer. It's exactly the same number of millimeters, the dial layout is exactly the same as well, but it features sapphire crystal, lots of wrapping paper here, and a Miyota 9000 series movement, screw down crown, 100 meters of water resistance. Come on Jody, open the package. BGW9 loom, all stainless steel bracelet with screw links. Apparently there's even a kind of glide lock type clasp mechanism here as well. There it is. And yep, that's pretty much a Rolex Explorer, but with the word Tisell where the word Rolex normally goes. I mean, look at the thing. I've looked at a couple of homages, I would have said in the past, the Borealis Adraga for one and the Trasca Summitier for another, but this one makes no bones about it. It's pretty much a direct facsimile. We've got a kind of oyster style case here as well, very similar 3-link oyster bracelet, and as I suggested, there is a glide lock here. So rather than the kind of flip-flop that you get with the Explorer by Rolex, let me just, let's see, this one might need a little bit of effort. Oh, there we go. You actually get a Submariner style glide lock clasp for far better adjustment. I reckon for 200 bucks, you're getting a fair chunk of watch with this one. Let's peel off some stickers. And last but not least, the one on the sterile case back. At least when you're ripping off a Rolex in that sense, you're not spending a lot of money on a case back design, are you? So that's Clyve's Tisell peeled and revealed then, and the set of dimensions that are revealed are almost identical to the Rolex Explorer. 39mm diameter, 12mm thick, 47mm lug tip to lug tip, 20mm lugs, tapering down to about 14, back up to 16 at the clasp, and unsized. I haven't taken any links out of it, I'm not going to bother, I'll leave that to Clyve. This one weighs in at 143 grams. Really, there's only a couple of areas where I can notice a difference having spent a bit of time with the Explorer. The first is the crown. That crown protrudes probably about twice as far as the one on the Explorer does. That isn't necessarily a bad thing in terms of usability. The Rolex Explorer crown is arguably a little bit too small for the watch, and the mid-link of the end link, that seems to protrude a little bit further than on the original Rolex. I'll pop this one on wrist though, and we can have a look at it there. And there it is sitting on top of my 7-inch wrist. I haven't taken any of the links out, so it is a bit loose. That glide lock is a little bit rough and clunky at this stage. I'm sure that that will ease up with a little bit of use and perhaps a touch of oil. No bad thing on a clasp. As I said, those protruding mid-links do mean it does wear a little bit larger than the Rolex, but it looks bloody identical, doesn't it? Now, because I don't have long with this Tisell Explorer, I'm going to do a couple of things that I don't normally do in one of these double unboxing style videos. The first is to show you some lume, as I'm currently doing. BGW9 and seemingly plenty of it in the hands and the indices, again aping the look of the 214270 dialed Rolex Explorer, the current model with the fully lumed indices, the fully lumed Arabics. BGW9 deliberately chosen because it has the same ice blue hue as Rolex's own proprietary Chroma light. Not bad by any standards here, certainly not bad for 220. I'll also throw in a little bit of close up on the dial and a little bit of macro in here as well. Obviously applied indices in exactly the same pattern as the Explorer. Unfortunately, no engravings, no serial number there, no Tisell, 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 Tisell. That might have been nice engraved into the rehook, but that would probably cost you more than 220. Everything's nice and crisply done. Mercedes handset, pretty simple, pretty flat, but everything looks good. So if you like the look of the Rolex Explorer but don't have 6 grand to blow on one, it looks to me like you could do much worse than this Tisell. There aren't really all that many straight up one-for-one facsimiles of the Explorer. The only other one I can think of is made by Alpha, and by all accounts the Tisell is better made than that. So big thank you to Clyve once again. I'll pop this in the post to you tomorrow. So it's goodbye to the Tisell Explorer. It's been brief, but it's been real, and it's hello again to the Seagull 1963. I've already made 2 review videos of the 1963. Let's see whether I go on to make a third. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.